Hello everyone, it's me, and I'm back with the bread this time too. Oh, and I got a new drip. Now I know I've been gone for a while, and before I get into the real meat of today's video, I just wanted to say sorry for that and give a little recap of why. See, first what happened was Baldur's Gate 3 came out, which surely just one game didn't keep me for 4 months. However, what it did do was cause me to want to start running another D&D campaign for Nier and a few of our friends on Discord, which started eating a lot of my time. I also ended up housing and helping taking care of 10 fucking puppies until they were old enough to find other homes, which I'll throw some shit up on screen right now, fuck it, I'll show you guys. And well, that made doing any sort of recording incredibly difficult. On top of all of that, well, let's just say I met a girl and leave it at that. The point being, I had a lot of other stuff taking up my time lately, and then after all that, I wanted to rebrand my image to something besides the damn rainbow Pepe frog, before I fully started to make videos again, which, well, here we finally are, after changing everything over on my channel, and I returned with the bread, as promised, guys. So moving on to today's topic of interest, we are going to be responding to that PlayStation gamer and his reaction to the Fallout TV show trailer. He also reacted to The Boys Season 4 trailer, but it's irrelevant and not what I'm responding to today, so moving on. Now, on some level, I am acquainted with that PlayStation gamer. I mean, I'm on good terms with him, and I've had him on streams before. So I guess sorry, not sorry for tearing into you on this one, and I'm not gonna be nice or go easy as a result, because my god, I think this is a retarded video nonetheless. Lastly, before we start, just to be clear here, I'm not exactly defending the TV show one way or the other. I mean, the trailer looks okay, and I'd like to wait to see more, but I'm more so tearing into TPG's points and how most of them are retarded or stupid nitpicks. So without any more delay, let's just dive right into this.
Stop! Lucy! Vault 33. I don't think that's a vault that's in any of the games, is it?
That's because it isn't. The vault was concocted specifically for this show. I mean, the vault number might have been referenced in Fallout 76, I think, but as more of a joke than actually alluding to the vault's real existence. We're only seeing that now for the first time.
You would be willing to do what it takes to survive up here.
Okay, I want to say this right out. Todd Howard gets credit for Fallout being the Fallout creator. He's not. He didn't create the IP. And Todd Howard's Fallout to me has never been that great.
No one is claiming he created the IP, but he's the creator of current Fallout as people know it, whether or not you like them. Not to mention the original creator has distanced themselves completely from the IP, and the original company is literally non-existent, so there's absolutely nothing left there to credit whatsoever. Of course people are going to credit Todd Howard when he's the one who creates and directs the current fucking games.
If you insist on staying, then you will have to adapt.
So you have a claim, oh, we're part of the studio that made The Boys, and free 2-day shipping. Oh no, dude. Are we going with that? I have cringe. That's cringe. That's cringe to me.
I mean, it was a stupid, harmless joke just referencing Amazon. It's not that bad. I mean, you don't have to like it, but whatever. I don't see how that's cringe. Not any more so than your channel, anyway.
And that joke, oh, you have to adapt to survive. I'm a little worried. A little worried.
An old-time wastelander informing a young, naive vault dweller about the horrors of the wasteland, and essentially saying she needs to adapt to it or she'll fucking die somehow makes you worried? Like, is any post-apocalyptic media allowed to say you have to adapt to the horrors of the new world or else you'll die? It's just a throwaway line at that, so I don't see what the big issue is there. What exactly about this makes you worried about the fate of the show? It is inconsequential in regards to that.
I don't know how to feel about this. I don't. You know what it is? Oh, wait, just firing a shot. You know what it is? There's just so much gray in this shot. Like, look at that. There's just like so much steel, so much gray. It's ridiculous.
No shit.
My fucking god, TPG. It's the fucking Brotherhood of Steel. Their primary color is gray. You know? The color of steel? I can't imagine why the majority of what we see in this shot is gray and steel when we are literally looking inside a Brotherhood of Steel vertibird carrying one of their soldiers in power armor. Need I spell this out any clearer? I mean, what the fuck else did you expect to see? I don't know anymore. That one broke me a little. I need a joint.
Tomorrow, so they say, will.
Oh, they look worse in a group. Give me a second here. I gotta check something here real quick. Okay.
Please, learn how to cut this out, TPG. This wasn't a live stream, and there's still free software that'd let you simply cut out the unnecessary fluff in your video. Like, look, buddy. I know you use your PlayStation purely for editing, I know, but it would take you like 5 minutes to go find some software like Shotcut, like I use, throw your video in there, and then just chop it up. That would take you like another 10 minutes, and you'd cut out all this fluff. And you'd save my time, and you'd save the viewers' time, all like 20 of them, and we'd all have a great day after that. So just, why don't you do me a favor, and you a favor, and go do that for me before you upload again. Please.
Tomorrow's.
Dog looks like a dog.
Yes. This dog here is made out of dog.
They don't look bad. They don't. But I think it's the movement that's not happy. And I also want to know what the hell's going on with this little thing right here. Is that supposed to be like the, like the zoom in thing? Like, because like their helmets should be able to do that by natural.
Fuck, where do I start here? I mean, okay. First off, can you, like, stop grunting at the start of every statement, please? It'd make it a lot easier to listen to you. Second off, if you don't even think they look bad at all, then what was your issue here or earlier about the armor? I mean, I refuse to believe too gray is a real argument. And thirdly, and I really need to drill this in, the movement is hardly an issue at all either, because they move about as naturally as you could ask an individual to do so when wearing a fuck-off suit that weighs nearly 2 tons of steel. Which is to say, they look like they move about as well as they did in Fallout 4, which looks pretty natural. Lastly, I don't know where you got the notion that all pieces of power armor have a built-in zoom/enhancement on their visors. I mean, it isn't uncommon for them to be modified or have some abilities, but not every fucking suit, especially T60, because it isn't even that common of an armor, nor was it mass-produced that much before the nukes dropped. So I really don't know where you got the idea of that.
And, okay, from the looks of it, where does this take place? Does this take place in New Mexico?
Bitch, you saw the ocean, right? The fucking Santa Monica Pier? Literally everyone knows this pier from Grand Theft Auto 5. Seriously, how the fuck do you not know where we are right now?
Does this take place in California? Actually, it can't take place in California. Because the Brotherhood is basically wiped out in California. Like, there's very few of them around, lore-wise.
Where in the fuck did you pull that from? Nothing I've seen in any Fallout media suggests them being wiped out on the West Coast. I mean, my best bet is that TPG for some reason thinks that one of the endings of New Vegas, where you fight back and kill off the Brotherhood, is somehow the canon ending of the game. Which I don't think I need to begin to explain how an RPG like New Vegas doesn't technically have a canon ending like that, and I can't think of literally anything else that would suggest they've been wiped out on the West Coast. I mean, they're literally a force spanning across the country, so I do not know how you came to that conclusion, but here we fucking are.
Especially, we're going to find out later, this does take place in the Fallout 4 timeline. Or not, I guess not the timeline, but sometime after it, which is, oh god. I don't know how I feel about this.
What you just said was a non sequitur. The show's events preceding the timeline of Fallout 4 could have something to do with its setting and location if we were following any of the characters or storylines from that game, but this trailer so far has established that we're following all new characters and story within the Fallout universe, so it doesn't influence the current setting or location. It might not even influence much of the story at all, besides the fact that the show takes place several years after Fallout 4. So you're only bringing it up as a way to shine a more negative light on the show, because of course if it has Fallout 4 attached to it, then it's automatically awful.
Breakthrough, but I don't.
I am not a fan of that. Oh god. Okay, as a Fallout fan, like a guy who is a pretty big lore fan, used to fall asleep watching Oxhorn videos, which, you know, that's a whole different thing.
Being a quote-unquote lore fan doesn't give you any more authority on what's in the show, especially not when you follow it up with Oxhorn of all things. I mean, that man has to be one of the biggest memes in the Fallout community that I know of, especially for the fact that he's known for lying, as well as he's basically just the Reddit meme. I really don't know how you could bring him up in confidence that supports any of your claims of being a lore fan.
I do not like how this ghoul looks. And it's not so much... What's the best way for me to put this? He doesn't look like a ghoul to me. He looks like a guy who lost his nose and got some severe fucking sunburn that stuck with him for most of his life.
Damn, what the fuck? We really talk like that?
Where do you live that sunburns make people look like a raisin's testicle, motherfucker? I mean, this guy's skin is deformed and misshapen all over the place. I can assure you that ain't no fucking sunburn.
A ghoul to me is like someone like their pieces are like falling off. The skin is flaking off. This just looks like a guy that's got a sunburn.
Their pieces are falling off. Do you even fucking hear yourself right now? Short of having this guy's skin look like it's turning into fucking soup, this is the best looking ghoul we're going to probably get. I don't even see the issue here. He looks like a ghoul I'd have seen in Fallout 4, and while on the less extreme side in terms of looks, still looks 100% like a Fallout ghoul to me. Not to mention his nose didn't just walk away, PlayStation gamer, so this is beyond a fucking dumb nitpick.
Like, it literally looks like a guy that has a face mask over him. And of course, the rest of his body is going to be covered by his suit. So it literally is just that, a guy with a ghoul mask.
Are we seriously at the point where we're complaining over practical effects, TPG? It's not like it's an overtly obvious mask either. I mean, the effects are doing a good job at what they're aiming for. So this whole point is just null and void. You're bitching that they use some pretty decent practical effects to make a main character a ghoul. How fucking tragic. The show will never get off the ground now.
Yeah, he's just a little dehydrated. He's a little dehydrated. There's your ghoul right there, folks. A slightly dehydrated man with a missing nose. Oh, man.
Dehydrated people don't tend to look like a raisin's nutsack TPG, not unless they're already in some kind of zombie-like state. Almost like, and hear me out on this, a fucking ghoul.
And it's so funny because when I saw the leaked image, I thought that was going to be John Hancock because I thought they were going to do the Fallout 4 story, which honestly could be pretty interesting. But I guess we're not getting that?
Well, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
I like how your assumption that this was Hancock kind of proves that this guy does look like a ghoul, because he would have had to considering Hancock is also a fucking ghoul. Also, I don't know why you thought that this was going to be Hancock. The motherfucker runs a town all the way in Boston. He has no reason to be on the West Coast. Not only that, but having a show follow the events of any of the games would be an awful idea, only ending in catastrophe, because then they would have to decide on canon events for an open world RPG, which just is stupid to say the fucking least. So I have no idea why you were expecting that.
I grabbed a moldy one.
Why is there a cyclops? And he's a vault dweller. The fuck? The fuck?
You know, I at first thought that this was an overreaction on TPG's part for being so visibly and verbally confused from such a mundane addition to Fallout. That is until I saw Twitter also erupting into hysteria over this character's reveal, and I honestly do not fucking understand it. I'll explain more of my arguments later on as to why that is, but they're relevant to some of the points TPG makes later. But rest assured, I have my reasons, and I cannot fathom why most people are drawing the line solely with this character.
So unless this is a guy who took over for a vault that, opened up and, let people out, and he just moved in and, took over. I don't know how the fuck there's a Cyclops in Fallout!
Hey, TPG, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, okay? Literally none of us know how there's a Cyclops because the show hasn't fucking come out yet. I mean, we can sit here and theorize all day, but from the sounds of it, your perception of how a Cyclops got there to begin with is incredibly black and white. To keep my point brief, however, there's more ways in the Fallout lore for a Cyclops to exist within this vault than just a random mutant taken over from outside. And if you cannot process how, then I'm sorry, you're more retarded than I thought and really don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Listen, Fallout is a crazy fucking universe. That's a crazy fucking world. Period. Crazy. There's people who literally grew a fucking stump on them and became a tree. But that kind of makes sense in the context of Fallout because they actually kind of explain it.
Oh my god, this part genuinely just fried my brain a little. Like, not only is he acknowledging his own double standard, because the Fallout universe has had just as crazy, if not crazier creatures within it, but he basically said everything else is the exception because they actually explained it. Well, I don't know how or why the fuck they would explain the existence of said Cyclops in a fucking reveal trailer, but maybe give the show a chance to explain it first, you fucking idiot? Not to mention you're comparing lore that was explained via dozens of in-game hours of playtime versus a snippet of a reveal trailer that's a few minutes long. What exactly is anyone supposed to quote-unquote explain in a reveal trailer, dumbass?
We have a world where there's essentially zombies, giant fucking roaches, giant bears that look like they're fucking bone and meat only. But for some reason, I can't believe the Cyclops.
Self-admittedly, you only make an exception for everything else you listed because the games explained their existence. I want you to take your own advice and let the show at least have a chance to explain said character, because otherwise this is just ridiculous selective outrage. I mean, are we really gonna pretend his existence is impossible when the aforementioned man, Harold, who had a tree growing out of him, existed within the games? What about the Master being the human equivalent to a can of Campbell's soup? Like I said, selective outrage.
And they drink moldy coffee. I'm worried for this one. I'm worried.
Likewise, I am just as worried for you, your channel, and your mental state, TPG.
He has to be a vault dweller.
Well, no fucking shit.
Cause watch, you'll see something. He has a Pip-Boy. Pip-Boys are given to vault dwellers. So he has to be a vault dweller, which doesn't make any sense!
Oh really, the fucking Pip-Boy is what led you to that conclusion? Not the Vault Tech mug, or the other Vault Tech mugs, or you know, the big blue fucking jumpsuit he's wearing, or the fact that we are literally sitting in a vault from the looks of the trailer. No, just the Pip-Boy is the main conclusive evidence. I guess no one should tell TPG that Pip-Boys existed well before the nukes fell and were sold commercially to the public as essentially just wristwatch cell phones. Someone having one in the wasteland doesn't indicate they're a vault dweller. There's a good chance they are, but anyone else can still find and own one.
In a pre-apocalypse world, to my imagination, in a Fallout world, there was never cyclops people.
Yeah, no, they've never been mentioned before, and I doubt they existed before the bombs dropped, TPG. I mean, if they did, it was likely a very confidential and secluded experiment, which leads further into my point of take your own advice and wait for the actual show to release, and explain this, rather than judging the trailer at face value.
I know I'm getting, stuck up on, the cyclops guy, I'm sorry. But it's just something that's like, okay. I feel like this is going to be something it was made to be a generic show with a Fallout skin on it. I feel like it. Play some classic music that sounds kind of fitting into the theme. But there's that's it. That's the closest thing you got to authentic Fallout so far.
At heart, Fallout is supposed to be a Western-styled post-apocalyptic RPG with a lot of ties to old Western media. Excluding the RPG parts of that for obvious reasons, every other box that makes this Fallout has been checked pretty thoroughly, and any reason you've provided to suggest otherwise has been an overtly egregious nitpick.
The Brotherhood of Steel, the suit of armor, they look okay, they look fine.
Then what exactly was your issue earlier again? Because I still ain't accepting, quote, too gray as your argument.
The Ghoul guy didn't look so great. Not a fan of it. Now we got Cyclops guy drinking moldy coffee.
I still don't see what's wrong with the Ghoul's design, but if it's anything like the too gray argument, I'll probably never understand it. Nor do I understand why literally everything in this trailer seems to be a hallmark sign of a bad TV show to you. Again, you don't have to like everything here, but all of your points have been such small nitpicks for them to really spell disaster for the entire show.
Okay, the Yao Guai. By the way, I think I know this actor. Wasn't he the actor in Dune? The original Dune. Okay, the Yao Guai looks good. That looks like a Yao Guai.
First of all, please structure your videos better. I mean, cut out the fluff or have an idea of how you want the video to turn out before making it, so you don't have these directionless interruptions. Secondly, this entire trailer has both looked and felt like Fallout, not just a random show with a coat of Fallout paint. This does not feel as soulless and as awful as the Halo TV show, for instance. Everything here, even considering your nitpicks, looks like a fairly authentic Fallout TV show, and I'm pretty curious to see where it goes.
Why does everything else look so weird?
Balance your audio so I can understand your ass, please. Or maybe at least finish your statement too before playing the fucking video again. Just anything, please. These qualities are not hard to raise if you just try a little harder.
The fuck is this thing?
I don't know, it doesn't look any worse than a gulper or an angler from Fallout 4's Far Harbor, which, come to think of it, it could be some kind of variant of those creatures. Not like it looks out of place in Fallout at all, mind you.
Confirmation, this takes place after Fallout 4. So this shit's canon. for the record.
I mean, didn't we establish earlier that this was already canon taking place after Fallout 4? I mean, regardless of that massive airship we see in the previous shot, it was never confirmed to have been the Pridwin. To my knowledge, the Brotherhood of Steel have close to a dozen of those exact same modeled airships, as they've been in the Brotherhood's possession since before Fallout 4. There's really no point to make here other than, oh, they have another airship. How is this a bad thing, TPG?
Wait, who's this? Oh my god, is that the same guy? I'm trying to remember this movie.
Yeah, homie got caught in 4K and everything searching his OnlyFans. And in before anyone gives him the benefit of the doubt, sometime after this, he actually admitted to intentionally searching it, although denies actually paying for any OnlyFans. Well, I'm not so sure about that myself, if it was literally the very first thing Google auto-filled in your search bar. I mean, I can't say I expected much else from a PlayStation and Last of Us fanboy, though.
Wait. He's... This takes place in California.
No shit, we are in California. I mean, what? Did the OnlyFans jog your fucking memory or something? You get some fucking post-nut clarity in there, bro? Come on now, what the fuck?
It has to. There's the observatory. I think that's the observatory. Which is in California. Right? Or maybe this part of the story is in California?
No, I'm pretty sure the entire show is taking place in California, or at least this very first season, but I really am curious now. Why the hell was the observatory what stuck out to you in regards to the location of the show, and not the goddamn Santa Monica Pier from earlier?
Okay. I'm a little concerned for this one. Boys, season 4 looks great. That looks great. I'm not so sure about this Fallout show. I'm not so sure. I'm going to have to see more of it. Before I make a call on it. But so far, there's some things I like. There's some things I don't. There's a lot of things actually I don't. But I gotta see like a real trailer. This is a teaser trailer, so hopefully we'll get a real trailer sometime in the near future. Because so far, this is leaving a lot to be desired.
I mean, yeah, that's typically how trailers and marketing works. As for leaving a lot to be desired, that is literally also how marketing works. You're talking about a reveal trailer, mind you, so I'm not sure why you would expect anything to be explained yet. As for waiting to see more before judging it fully, I'd say you did a very, very poor job of that, considering everything. I mean, most of the things you claimed you don't like have all been egregious nitpicks like I already said. But, you know, the trailer's over now, and the rest of this is just his shitty outro, and I think I've had just about enough of this goddamn video, especially after he got caught in 4K with his OnlyFans searches, so I think I'll just start wrapping things up. I mean, personally I can understand being skeptical of this show until we actually get to see it, but as far as the trailer goes, it actually looks kinda promising. I mean, way more so than the Season 2 trailer of the Halo TV show, I can say that much. So, who knows? If it turns out to be shit, oh well, but I don't think it's for any reason that our buddy TPG brought up here. So, with all that being said, I think I'll call the video here, everyone. Big ups for watching it, and especially if you made it this far in, y'all are the real ones, and I really appreciate the hell out of you guys. And you know, maybe subscribe for some more quality therapy, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. And I promise it won't be 4 months from now.